This broadcast is a presentation of Wcxo Sports. Wcxo Sports, powered by the Union Banner at Union Banner on Facebook. Your sports teams, your community, your radio station. Presents Talkin Sports on Max 96.7. Talkin Sports is powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin Sports is brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers, with locations in Breeze and Highland, and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Here's the host of Talkin Sports, Rip Nottmeyer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Talkin Sports. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio. On tap tonight, we're going to talk volleyball with modern-day Lady Knights coach Chad Rockers, and it's off to the baseball diamond for Gateway Grizzlies skipper Phil Warren. Plus, as always on a Wednesday, we have the Easy on Travel Sports Flashback. It features Pro Baseball's Gary Gaetti, and it's bonus time because we weren't here on Monday. We'll also have our first edition of the Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week. But at the very, very top, it is Scores and Stuff, brought to you by Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. How about those Cardinals? They busted a 3-game dip last night. Molina clubbed a grand slam and Ozuna homered twice. The Cardinals beat the Nationals 11-8. The Cardinals hit 5 home runs overall. Tyson Ross, anyway, he threw 1 to third for the win, and Jordan Hicks got the final out for his 6th save in 11 tries. The Cardinals had 7 pitchers toil. Gant wasn't too sharp, and Leon was awful, and it takes a lot of guys to notch a victory anymore. Fetty was what we expected from the Nats. The Cards and Nationals wrap it up tonight. They're about underway with Miles Michaelis on the mound against Tanner Rourke. The Birds have issued 29 free passes over the last 3 games. 29. Mike Schilt. Yes. Again, I hope this plays out well for the Redbirds, but you really shouldn't crown a skipper after 1 month. I've probably said that before. The Cardinals didn't win the World Series in August, any more than the Blues won the Stanley Cup this summer. Maybe both of those will round up properly. I hope that'd be great. Colton Wong has been activated for tonight's game, but he's not in the starting lineup. Maybe in the next over the next game or two, I would think. Friday, yeah, why not Friday, Saturday? Molina's out of the 2-hole again, as he should be. Adam Wainwright, this was levied a couple of days ago, but he'll return to the rotation Monday when the Cardinals open up a homestand against the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's going to be Wainwright's 5th start of the season. It's been a long time for the 37-year-old Waino. Threw 5 shutout innings and struck out 7 for AAA Memphis Saturday. And during his rehab assignments, he threw 17 scoreless innings. He was good down below. Will he be good up here? Don't know. In Major League Baseball today, in the American League, it was Cleveland over Kansas City 3-1. Corey Kluber polished off his 18th win. He fanned 10 over 6+. He allowed just 2 safeties. He's 18-7 with a 2.75 ERA. A probable Cy Young Award, again, coming for the Cleveland Ace. And Boston nipped Atlanta 9-8 in interleague action. Brandon Phillips, I believe that might have been his debut, or he's back up with the Red Sox for the first time after an injury. I don't know, man. He's sort of a lost cause. But anyway, he was the big guy today. He had a 2-out lift in the 9th for that victory. Speaking of home runs, how about the exploits of Yankees first baseman and St. Louis native Luke Voit? A lot of people don't even want to hear about this anymore. How do you not like Luke? Anyway, he had the go-ahead stinger last night. He has a major league leading 7 home runs since August 24th. 4th. With that victory today, the Red Sox are closing in fast on 100 for the season. Man, they're 97-44 now. The Yanks with 87 logs are 9 back in second place. Houston has 86 wins on the year. In the National League, it's the Cubbies with 81. And they're up by 3 games on the Brew Crew in the Central. The Cardinals 4.5 out. Milwaukee and St. Louis, the top 2 teams in the wild card chases. Milwaukee has a 1.5 game edge on the Redbirds. The Dodgers just 1 back. Arizona 2. Phillies, they're in there at 3.5. Dodgers are a game back of the Redbirds in the loss column and overall. Arizona 2 out in both as well. But the races continue. The playoff push is well underway, and September can be a whole different month for these guys, especially those rooks, you know. Trevor Richards was roughed up badly last night. It happens. But just an inning and a third, and he was doused for 4 hits and 6 runs. He walked 4 guys. Those walks they're killers, man. So right now with 3+ weeks left, 3.5, 4, he'll get 4 or 5 starts. We'll see how they play at Miami because, of course, they've been out of it since day one. But Trevor's 3-8 now with a 4.73 over 21 starts. So his stats have lost a little shine as of late. Yes, they have. What else is happening in Big League Baseball? Well, Ryan Howard has quit. I thought he had quit. Well, this time he's officially retired. I have a feeling it was because of money and a contract, but he is done. He's 38 now. He spent 13 seasons with the Phillies. He helped them win the 5 division titles in the '08 World Series. He hit 382 bombs in his career and approached 1,200 RBIs, right around 260 for the batting average. But the Lafayette High grad had a really good career. In college football from Saturday, the Illini squeaked really by Kent State 31-24. Illinois was down 17-3 at half. My goodness, it's a MAC team. And here comes Western Illinois. Mizzou routed UT Martin 51-14. Last Thursday, the SIU Salukis canned Murray State 49-10. And college football got underway in a major way Saturday. Games were played, but this was the first big Saturday. Penn State barely shunned Appalachian State. We almost had a huge upset there. Appy State beat Michigan 11 years ago in one of the all-time stunners. Auburn did beat Washington 21-16 at home. Maryland ousted number 23 Texas. Through, of course, Bama won. Yes, Alabama is number 1. Louisiana State and number 12 Virginia Tech made the biggest jumps in the AP poll of the first one of the regular season. Number 4 Ohio State leapfrog number 5 Wisconsin. Alabama, of course, number 1 with their blowout of Louisville. And Saban has named Tua as his starting quarterback with Jalen Hurts quick off the guard. But Tua will start in game number 2. For those of you who will be watching the NFL, kicks off tomorrow night with Atlanta in the city of brotherly love for those Super Bowl champion Eagles. Le'Veon Bell was a no-show at Steelers camp today. Even some of his mates, this is rarely, but they're actually mad at him, as they should be angry with him. The Los Angeles Chargers re-upped 38-year-old Antonio Gates. Of course, Khalil Mack went to the Bears. I believe that was last Saturday morning, just before Talking Sports began. Oh, Nike and the NFL, they're both brilliant. I do believe yesterday, and I'm no stock expert, but I'm quite sure yesterday I saw where Nike lost $4.2 billion. What happened today and beyond, how it goes, who knows. Rick Pitino says he is, and he's not kidding, he is finished. He will not coach anymore. No, he won't. Hey, LeBron made one of his first moves as a Lakers player, coach, general manager. Of course. LeBron and the Lakers waved forward Luol Deng only 2 years after signing him to a 4-year, $72 million contract. He averaged a whopping 7.5 points and 5-point rebounds per game in his first year with it. $72 million for average at best. Rafael Nadal last night and Dominic Thiem. Wow, both of those. They played a match at the U.S. Open, a quarterfinal affair that went nearly 5 hours. It ended at 2:04 in the morning, and Nadal ultimately prevailed. 0-6, 6-4, 7-5, 6-7, 7-6. Yes, he was bageled in the first set. He won despite that. So Nadal moves on. Of course, Roger Federer fell to unseeded John Millman the night before. Can you imagine? Love tennis, hate it, whatever. You can't argue that the guys and the gals are in unbelievably great shape. It's amazing what they do on the court with very little in the way of breaks. To golf, where you can kind of take your time and putt around. Bryson DeChambeau won the Dell Technologies Championship on Sunday. Marina Alex, haven't heard that name before. She won the Cambia Portland Classic. And in the old-timers division, it's, well, yeah, of course I would. Scott McCarron captured the Shaw Charity Classic. Brad Keselowski won at Darlington under the lights Sunday night. That is scores and stuff. And you were caught up with all of that, courtesy of Isaac Auto Body in Carlisle. See them for 24-hour towing and collision repair. What's next? We've got Chad Rockers, and we've got the flashback, and we've got the athlete of the week. We're going to toss in Phil Warren of the Gateway Grizzlies, too. This is Talking Sports for the What's a Wednesday here on Max 96.7. If you're looking for Nissan quality, be sure to check out what Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia has to offer. Munkin's has the entire field covered with a great lineup of Nissans, including Maximas, Altimas, and Sentras, SUVs and crossovers, and Titan and Frontier trucks. And you can relax when you shop Munkin's because you know you're getting the better deal every time, along with terrific service after the sale. For your Nissan, log on to Munkin1.com, or better yet, visit Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan in person, Route 161 West in Centralia. Farmers State Bank is dedicated to the communities they serve. They've been making home loans for over 100 years. They are and will continue to be a strong, steady, common-sense leader that's always focused on what's best for you and the community. And remember, Farmers State Bank has loan professionals standing by to assist you in making the right decision for your needs. That's Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. An equal housing lender, member FDIC, NMLS number 404955. Need insurance? Insurance you can really count on? If so, turn to Dan Imming at Imming Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Dan and his staff will provide you with the insurance coverage and service you deserve. Whether it's auto, home, life, health, or commercial, your choices aren't limited either. Imming Insurance Agency represents many outstanding companies, so get covered by the best. Call Imming Insurance Agency at 594-4536 or stop by 589 9th Street in Carlisle. Imming Insurance Agency, a proud supporter of Clinton County sports.
Hey, it's Bill on the road from Mornings with Scott and Casey. You hear me talking each week about travel, and one of my favorite things about driving across America is finding great food. And lucky for you, Mama's on the Hill in St. Louis is a super easy road trip destination. Authentic Italian favorites like baked lasagna, spaghetti, and tortellini, thin crust St. Louis-style pizza, and yes, Mama's on the Hill is the birthplace of toasted ravioli. Check out their menu online at mamasonthehill.com. Mama's on the Hill, on the Hill in St. Louis.
What were we thinking when we designed the station? I'll tell you. We were thinking it takes all sorts to make a world.
Max 96.7.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday. Don't forget now we return to Mondays and Wednesdays, 6 to 7, beginning next week, and of course Saturdays. We're there all year long, as we are on Wednesdays, but Mondays and Wednesdays beginning next week, 6 to 7, Saturday mornings, 9 to 10. 3 shows for the price of none. It's free to listen here on Max 96.7 and Wcxo967.com. Let's go to the Tucker Electric guest line for some volleyball chat with modern-day Lady Knights coach Chad Rockers. Chad, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Rip. I appreciate it.
You show up after a couple of tough losses, I know, but you're playing well, and those were against 2 outstanding clubs. Tell us about last night's affair first against O'Fallon. They nudged you 2-0 in two close games there, 25-22 each.
Well, I'm going to be real honest with you, Rip. Last night, I mean, not to take anything away from O'Fallon. They really came out to play last night. They definitely had us in their sights, and they they were chomping at the bit to get after us, and they certainly did. And I just felt like we walked into that game a little less prepared than we should have been. And I'm going to blame the majority of that on myself, but we've got to walk into, a match against a team that we know is going to want to get after us, and we got to be ready to go. But O'Fallon played a really, really strong match last night. We had our chances in the second set to get back into it and get back after them. We fought back hard after a rough start in set two. I think we were down like 10-3.
Oh, okay.
And then made a real good charge late. But when you give up that much that early,
right,
you make it pretty tough on yourself. So like I said, hats off to O'Fallon for the way that they played, and we've just got to be better.
Well, yeah. So, I know you know the score. So if you weren't fully prepped, whatever, that kind of tipped the advantage just enough in their favor, didn't it, Chad?
Well, we've got to keep in mind throughout the season that teams want to get after us, and that's got to be something that we understand. We've got to get used to the idea of having a target on our back, and we got to want that target, and we've got to be able to succeed with it. So I think last night was a good challenge for us and an eye-opener.
And just before that match, of course, and we're going to get to the good, there's plenty of it. You lost to Bloomington 2-1 at the Edwardsville Tiger Classic. What was that match like?
The way that we started that game, I was really excited about the way we handled our first set. We got down a little bit early in that one as well. Came back and then really took charge and ended up finishing that first set 25-20 with the win. And set two, you got to know again that the other team's got to bring it. And we had such a good handle on what they were doing in the first set. Our blocking was outstanding. We came out of that match with, I think it was 17 or 18 blocks, and that's just ridiculous. That means, our middles were all over the place, and we were setting up good blocks on our opposite side and making it awful tough on the other team. So they started tipping and trying to use other things, and occasionally they had some success with that. But by the time we got to the third set, after in set two, we were tied up at 21, and then weren't able to pull that one out. And felt like by that third set, we just kind of ran out of gas. And it was our 13th game in 2 weeks. So
a lot of action.
Two tournaments back to back weekends, and that's five games per tournament. So I felt like we were just a little gassed at that point. We
yeah.
We could have used a break.
A lot of court time there, and that was the Tiger Classic. And did you win 3 out of 4 there?
We won 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, actually. There, okay, and that was good for second place in the contest against Bloomington. Then that was a championship match.
Right, that was a championship match.
Okay, and meanwhile, in an earlier tournament, Borgia over in St. Louis did quite well over there too.
I'll tell you what, the Missouri side right now has so much talent. We can't play against those teams enough. We've been lucky enough to be involved in some tournaments where, like that St. Francis Borgia tournament, that you better be ready to go at the beginning of the year because you're up against some studs. And they started us off right away against St. Dominic from O'Fallon, Missouri. And that's a challenge. That's a major, major challenge. Their setter, I think, is probably the best setter in the St. Louis area this year, now that the girl from St. Joe's has gone on to Penn State and is doing her thing out there.
I've heard about Penn. She went to quite a place, didn't she? Penn State.
Yeah, well, she's been there she's been hanging around for 4 years. I was really happy to see her go. But now this girl at St. Dominic, who's also a senior, she's going to be going to Kansas State next year.
Wow.
man, what a talent. And, you know, when she decided that she was just going to take over the match, that was just the way it was.
She did, huh?
Yes, she did. And, you know, we gave them a heck of a fight all the way through. I was really proud of the girls for what we did there, because after, I mean, yeah, we dropped the sets to St. Dominic, but then picked up against Washington, Missouri, and then against Kirkwood, you know, dropped the next one to St. Francis Borgia, who ended up winning the tournament, beating St. Dominic. And St. Francis, oh my God, just had killers everywhere. And but then we were able to take third place against Lutheran South, who also has a stud going to Dayton. So
a lot
you
of
know,
D1.
we've seen D1 kids. We're seeing a lot of D1 talent, and that's what we want to see. We want to see that, and we want to get a better understanding of what it takes to handle those players and how we can stop them as a team.
Gonna toughen you up and get you real ready for that post and so forth. 9-4, is that right, or am I off there?
We're 10-4 right now.
10-4. Okay, very good. Well, who's usually in your? I know you lost some good players from a season ago, and but who's for the most part on that court for in your lineup, Chad, this season?
Well, I would like to mention first those girls that you know we've lost. We lost 6 seniors to graduation, and you know, obviously all 6 of them were big pieces of the team. So not only do we have to, you know, fill in big shoes, but you know, a lot of those shoes are being filled with a lot of young players, and so the 4 seniors that we still have there's a lot on them to get these young kids up and ready to play and comfortable on the floor. I think our seniors are doing a great job leading and helping our young girls out throughout. But as far as the lineup goes, I'll mention our 4 seniors first. We've got Carly Wise in the middle, who is a powerhouse. You know, she's a force to be reckoned with for sure. And whether that's on the swing or on the block, she's somebody that every other team has to worry about. And the only thing that worries me at practice is that, you know, she might give one of our kids a concussion, you know.
Be ready.
So on the outside, I've got Morgan Reverman, and she's really our true team leader that is there to pick us up when things are getting tough. She played a heck of a game last night against O'Fallon, and was stuck in a lot of tough spots, but kept finding a way to make it work. And in the back row, our libero this year is Bailey Richter, and playing a DS spot for us is Carter Mahesky. So got 4 solid seniors that are really leading for us, and you know, being the workhorses that are showing the young ones, this is how it's done.
Baptism
here,
by fire for some of
play.
the young ones. And you've got definitely two freshmen, don't you?
Yeah, I've got 2 freshman girls that are out there working hard and learning fast. And they don't have a whole lot of choice.
Right.
You know, like I said, when, you know, you get thrown into your first tournament, you see St. Dominic right off the bat, you know, it's like, here you go. You want to see what big girl volleyball's about? Here you go. And you know, that during the tournament at St. Francis, I remember a rally where I was running up and down the court with my outside, Tori Mahesky, freshman, and I'm telling her 17 different things that she needs to do within this one play. And you know, one thing would happen, and I'm like, hey, you got to fix this. And then the next thing, hey, you got to fix this.
You're
and
tossing it all at her.
One play is going on, and finally I stopped myself. I'm like, God, I am overfeeding this kid with information. I've got to stop and just let her play the game.
Now is Tori in the front 6, Chad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's playing on the outside, opposite of Morgan Reverman, and you know, she's doing great. She's doing great. I can't ask too much more out of these 2 freshman girls. The other one is Riley Klaber. And I'm using her in the middle sometimes. I'm using her on the right side sometimes. Just whatever feels right for maybe sometimes for that game or just how they're playing at the time. So, yeah, there's just so much to learn and so many things that you don't think about talking about necessarily until they happen in a game. And then, you got to do that quick feed from the bench, or you do that quick feed by yanking them over to the sidelines in the middle, in between points and saying, hey, you got to do this, and I hope I'm not overfeeding them so that they're, still able to play and not have to think, just be able to react. And,
yeah, right. You don't want to think, do you? Really, in any sport, you just want to play.
If they, as much as you can get the information into them, let that into their brain, let it soak. But they've both been like sponges, so it's been I'm lucky to have kids like that coming out of the grade school ranks that are ready to play at this level.
You bet.
So hats off to all Saints for getting those kids ready to go.
Hey, how many years as the head coach now, Chad, as they keep rolling on by?
Oh man,
can't keep track anymore, huh?
Coach, I don't know, 7 maybe. I don't know. Been at Mater Dei, I think 10 or 11 years now. I think.
Yeah, and you always have a few changes with assistants, which is good. And you've had some Danny. You've got that Crocker girl there this year, huh? Courtney?
Oh man, I can't take enough of the Crocker girls. Well, I've got them both. So.
Oh, too. Okay.
So I've got Chelsea's running my freshman girls, and she's so helpful in so many ways. She's a kid that loves to be organized. That's not me. So she loves to take charge on all the little things that are a little more difficult for me to handle. Not that I've been doing it myself for so long, but and then I've got Courtney, her older sister, who of course was with KC for years.
Right.
Helping Kim, and she's been a huge blessing with Laura Tolley having to take a step back with her little guy that she just had. So, and then I've got Morgan Dahl again this year.
Very good.
Yeah, and she's been able to be there a lot more. Her work she's been able to work out her schedule with work to be a lot more there at practices and games, and that's super helpful. So she was a D1 super stud at Indiana State, so she's certainly got a ton of knowledge from playing at that level.
Yeah, you'll get great input from all those gals. That's for sure. Let's see. Tomorrow night, you're at Belleville West.
Belleville West tomorrow. So no rest for the wicked. We got to get back after it and stay ready to go. I mean, like I said, that's the kind of we want to play 4A schools. On this side of the river as much as we can. We want to play, strong talent from the Missouri side. We want to use the season to make us better and as strong as we can. And we want to learn lessons by, if we have to take a loss, which of course we don't want to, but if we have to, we better learn from it and make sure that we use it for the future.
You got it. You betcha. Hey, Chad, thanks for the get-together, and good luck tomorrow. We'll surely visit later on in the campaign.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Go Lady Knights.
Chad Rockers. That was pretty quick. Jim Stiebel's really quick, but Chad had more to say there. But yeah, let's see. That was Chad. What else do we have? We have Phil Warren. We've got a doubleheader coming up with the Sports Flashback and the Athlete of the Week. So come on back with us on Talking Sports for a Wednesday.
Moving forward requires taking that first step. And when it comes to your future, your first step should be Kaskaskia College. With more than 50 degrees and 100 certificate programs, Kaskaskia College can prepare you for a great career, your next promotion, or set you on your educational path. Life is too short to wait. Take your first step to success with Kaskaskia College. Learn more today. Call 545-3040 or kaskaskia.edu.
Insuring your home and auto with Pekin Insurance equals a sizable discount. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department may save you as much as 30% on homeowners premiums and up to 15% on auto premiums if you insure both with Pekin Insurance. Call Farmers State Bank Insurance Department at 495-2965 for details about multi-policy discounts and learn what beyond the expected coverage and savings are all about.
Not a deposit, not FDIC insured, not insured by any federal government agency, not guaranteed by the bank, may go down in value.
When wearing contacts, you shouldn't even be able to feel them. If they're uncomfortable or feeling dry, come see us at Lebanon Optometric Center or Breeze Family Vision Center. We'll find the right contacts for you, whether it's multifocal, astigmatism, daily disposables, or hybrid lenses. Don't suffer through contacts that are just fine. We have all the major brands to choose from, and with locations in Breeze and Lebanon, if you damage or tear your contacts, we can replace them right away. Start seeing clearer today with a little help from Breeze Family Vision Center or Lebanon Optometric Center.
If you love quality handcrafted wines, visit 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. You'll enjoy the fruit flavors of their wines while relaxing in a beautiful country setting with family and friends. The Reserve Wine List humbly wears the label of the grapes grown in the family-owned vineyard. 12 Oaks Vineyard is open for tastings from 1 until 6 every Saturday and Sunday or by appointment at 594-7459. 12 Oaks Vineyard at 18975 Vogel Road, just 3 miles south of Carlisle, and at 12oaksvineyard.com.
Remember what it was like to expect the unexpected?
I never realized it was so complex.
Guess what? The feeling's back.
You're on Max.
Hey, Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday evening. Coming up, Phil Warren. Ahead of that, the Athlete of the Week. Fronting all of that, though, it's flashback time.
It's flashback.
Get ready to flash back with the Meadow Screen Printing and Signs Sports Flashback. Meadow Screen Printing and Signs on Broadway in Trenton. Call 224-7374.
Bam. This is from November 25th of last year. Centralia native Gary Gaetti on his tenure with the Atlantic League's Sugarland Skeeters.
It was a good time. The baseball was, about AAA quality, but I'm just saying, just being, in charge of like the general manager's duties and travel and all that kind of stuff. I learned a lot about baseball and the workings of baseball, and yet I got my fix for being on the field, and it was just, it was a neat experience. It didn't really end the way I wanted it to, but we were successful, put a good product out there. The fans, really bought into what they were trying to do out there in entertainment, and it was good baseball. So, it was just a really good experience, and won a championship. That's a big deal.
Yep.
And really all we tried to do is win, the league was started, the Atlantic League started trying, their goal was to get guys back into affiliated ball and maybe to the major leagues and stuff like that. So that was a big deal. And, I feel pretty good about, what we were able to accomplish as far as getting guys back there. So, it's a combination. You try to win, then you lose half your team, and you feel good about it. But then,
the turnover's incredible.
You can't. It takes about 2 weeks to try to regroup.
And the Grizzlies have the same thing here.
I talked to those guys last winter. And
Did you talk to Phil, the manager? Phil Warren?
Yeah. Yeah, we had
very good.
Well, we had the St. Louis Hall of Fame.
Right.
Deal, so,
okay. Congratulations on that.
A lot of people don't understand what independent minor league baseball is all about, and it's really cool. It really is cool, and I was glad I got to do that.
But yes, it was a lot of work, but that was perfect for you. That'd be perfect for me if I was that talented, because I'm stubborn. I like to do it. You're the GM, you're the manager, you're the. That's the way you draw it up, right?
Yeah, it got to be, the business side of it got to be a little more than I wanted it to be, just because you got to try to stay within budget and stuff like that, and it's just, you're kind of limited, and I basically got reprimanded and kind of told to step down because I was paying my players too much money, which is just, it's just.
You went over the salary cap.
I certainly did do that, and I apologize, but the way I looked at it was like, our guys playing at Sugarland, being the only team in Texas and having to travel to the Northeast. It's hard to play down there, and I just thought, you know what, these guys deserve a little extra, and it came back and got me, but I don't have any regrets.
Hi, I'm Dr. Tim Draghi, a general dentist from Breeze, Illinois, who sedates patients with pills. I treat a lot of patients who have not been to the dentist in 10 to 20 years. Most had a bad experience as a child. Others are embarrassed to go or are concerned the dentist will scold them. We know these feelings are real and believe in listening to your problems and concerns. I will do all of this without putting you down or making you feel guilty. My team and I want to make a difference in the way you feel about dentistry. Please call me, Dr. Tim Draghi, at 526-2020 to schedule an appointment, or look at our website at breezedentalcare.com, where sedation dentistry is an option for you to take care of your teeth without anxiety.
Are you looking for a happy dental home? Dr. Draghi and Dr. Santel are in-network providers with many insurance companies and have what you are looking for. New patients welcome and most emergencies seen immediately. Get back on the right track to good dental health with Breeze Dental Care. Call 526-2020. That's 526-2020.
Now through September 10th, buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and you can get a $70 Visa prepaid card by mail. Use your CFNA credit card account and increase your reward to $100. Bridgestone, our tires are built to come through in the clutch.
Cards issued by the bank or bank member FDIC under license from Visa USA Inc. Can be used everywhere Visa debit is accepted. Expiration applies. Get a prepaid card of $100 when you use your new or existing CFNA credit card account. See participating retailers for details, subject to credit approval.
Best One Tire and Service, 13912 Best One Drive in Breeze.
Now through September 10th, buy 4 eligible Bridgestone tires and you can get a $70 Visa prepaid card by mail. Use your CFNA credit card account and increase your reward to $100. Bridgestone, our tires are built to come through in the clutch.
Cards issued by the bank or bank member FDIC under license from Visa USA Inc. Can be used everywhere Visa debit is accepted. Expiration applies. Get a prepaid card of $100 when you use your new or existing CFNA credit card account. See participating retailers for details, subject to credit approval.
Best One Tire and Service, 13912 Best One Drive in Breeze.
Do you mind if I turn on the radio?
The music is great and it doesn't cost anything.
It's Max 96.7.
Hello again, everybody. Phil Warren on standby. This is Rip in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio, where the time is 6:37 on the button. That time drop is brought to you by Zirin Funeral Home in Carlisle. Zirin Funeral Home. One word on the G-Man. Gaetti, of course, what a record he had over the course of his 6 years in the Atlantic League. We talked about the championship his team won in 16. His 2013 club finished 50 games above 500, 95 and 45. That was in his second year. And without Gary's leadership this year, the Skeeters flopped badly, I might add. He would have made a fantastic Cardinals manager. All right, on to Dine Chevrolet in Trenton. They have got your next pre-owned car, truck, or SUV at the right price. It's waiting for you. All pre-owned vehicles pass a thorough inspection, and most come with Dine's exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty at no cost to you. There's Dwayne, Nikki, Dave, Nathan. Call them up or go by. The phone number is 224-9200, 224-9200. Your dream car, they'll make it happen. No doubt about that. Dine Chevrolet, it's the home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. Shop or schedule service at DineChevrolet.com. Let's top off our twin bill with this. It's the Clinton County Prep Athlete of the Week. It's brought to you by Body by Boyd in Carlisle. Your complete gym and physical fitness center is Body by Boyd. It's also brought to you by Little Augie's Pizza and Breeze, the choice for pizza, pasta, and more. Call 526-7040. And our initial athlete of the week is Logan Rotterman. Yes, indeed, the Mater Knights running back rushed for 194 yards and scored 3 touchdowns last week. So he gets our first $10 gift certificate to Little Augie's Pizza in Breeze. Congratulations to Logan Rotterman. One more time out, and then we're going to shift to baseball and Phil Warren of the Grizz.
Planning a remodel or building a new home? Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton can get you started. Ideal Home Solutions has quartz, granite, solid surface, and laminate, with granite starting at just $49 per square foot. Ideal Home Solutions proudly sells Haas cabinets and specializes in custom showers, any size to fit your space. From tubs, whirlpools, vanity tops, windowsills, you're covered. Schedule a free in-home estimate today, 224-2500, or see their showroom at 102 West Broadway in Trenton.
Seaver Brothers has what you're looking for. Take a spin with Seaver Brothers and drive home in your new or pre-owned Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, or Dodge truck today. Let Seaver Brothers give you the car buying experience that no other dealership can offer. Seaver Brothers stands behind their products and also has an outstanding service department with qualified technicians to keep your vehicles running strong. Stop by Seaver Brothers, 811 Washington Street in Carlisle, or call 594-2624 for your next Seaver Brothers sales associate.
McKendree University is a great place to continue your sports career. It's also a great place to continue your education. McKendree offers a wide range of degrees, including master's degrees in business, nursing, education, and professional counseling. If you'd like, you can access McKendree's quality education through the flexibility of online degrees. To learn more about McKendree, log on to McKendreeOnline.com or call 1-800-BEARCAT. McKendree University is ready when you are.
On Friday, September 7th, Stand Up to Cancer is teaming up for something big. Every network, every star will come together for one night to save lives. You have the chance to join millions in the fight against cancer. You'll want to be there to see the magic that happens when we all come together for a cause. Stand Up to Cancer. Tune in live, Friday, September 7th at 8/7 Central on ABC, CBS, Fox, and NBC. We can't do this without you. Check your local listings for cable providers.
Welcome to our music warehouse.
Lucky you're not the one who has to refile all these CDs.
Playing everything.
You've got Max 96.7.
Welcome back, everybody, for one more Roundup Rip here in the Carlisle Meat Market Studio on this Wednesday. We've heard from Shad Rockers, incidentally, Saturday morning, Saturday football coach Jim Stiebel and MD soccer coach James Arnold. The Cardinals are winning again. A 3-run jolt by Matt Adams. That away big lunch. Here we go. It's off to for the Tucker Electric guest line and probably Freeburger close by for Gateway Grizzlies manager Phil Warren. Phil, welcome back.
Thanks for having me, Rip.
I thought by chance you might be on the banks of a river or, pond or something, nabbing a few fish, but.
Well, kind of. I'm in deer season mode now.
Oh, okay.
So I planted to get some food plots in, some seed in before this rain hits and all that, and see where it goes.
All right. Well, I'm glad we can steal a little bit of your you go from one to the next. That keeps you mostly out of trouble, doesn't it, Phil?
Yeah, for the most part. I'm pretty good at finding it.
Nothing wrong with that. Well, another season has been, filed away already. It closed down Sunday night at GCS. You at least did it in a good style with a victory over those Southern Illinois Miners. Yeah, we took 2 of 3, our last 2 games. So definitely a good series. You know how that last series of the year is at Gateway. It's amazing. Sunday night's game, the fireworks. The greatest night in baseball, right, Phil? Got it. I think is it trademarked yet? Why not? Got it. Yeah, so it was awesome. And, we did some special things. Blake Brown retired, had his family out there. Okay. Just a really good night. All right, so Blake is through, and we'll get to some of the personnel a little later. But, yeah, you won your last 2 in a row, and so you did at least, clamp it up in good fashion there, both wins over those Miners. 2 out of 3 we had you on before the season and during, I believe, just after the All-Star break. Through it all, you were obviously, you get in this biz to win, and you're looking for a pile of other victories, but over the course of the campaign, it just never materialized, and there are always some factors that go into that, huh, Phil? Yeah, I mean, I was, at one point, late August, I was yelling uncle. It was just one of those years, everything was a lot of weird stuff. Coaching staff had a couple of our key guys picked up right away. I mean, nothing, it is what it is, and we weren't able to rebound from some of it. And, so we're gonna move on, pull the plug, and rebuild this thing and get after it again next spring. But it was a fun summer. Had some good rookies kind of blossom, but at the end of the day, we just weren't good enough to get it done. Yeah, you did end in the basement in the Frontier League's West Division, the same as 2017. But that is going to be you're going to boot that to the curb in 2019. You want to badly. It's going to happen. The Grizzlies can't stay down for this long. No, it's at sometimes some years after last year, in my mind, it was okay. What are we going to do? Look at differently with the players and who we're bringing in and what the type of player we're recruiting, things like that. But there's going to be a culture change as well going into
19, and we'll see some new faces on the coaching staff, as well as I think right now, just off the top of my head, I maybe have 8 guys that I'm going to ask back from this year's club. So it's Blake's gone, and Cody Livesey, Cody from down in Anna. Those guys have been with me for 4 years. They're gone. So it's time. It's time to change the identity, maybe change the expectations from my end down through the staff to the players and everything else on what we're going to do, not wanting to do, what we need to do. And I look forward to that. It's going to be a challenge, but hope's a powerful thing, and I've got some leads on some really positive stuff that I'll accomplish this off season, and I look forward to the challenge.
Yes, of course, and there's a turnover every year, unfortunately. I mean, and throughout the year, that's independent ball, key injury or so, and I'm sure, right, some guy just underperformed, and boy, you need them all to pitch in with their share.
Yeah.
Can't always happen, I know, but
right, it's a team sport. We need them all.
You had some talent there. You mentioned a couple of guys you will be missing and so forth, but you had, I know, two went to the All-Star game, right, over in St. Charles this summer?
Yeah, Max McNabb went. Let's see, Blake went, and then I thought we had one more. Maybe it was those two guys.
Yeah, they were the only two that came to mind there, but and Max McNabb, he threw a lot of innings for you, had the most victories with 9, had a real good ERA. He was, I guess, solid. Did he have any hiccups at all? A pretty smooth turn through 2018.
Yeah, he's we called him Steady Eddie. You know what you got. Left-hander, eats innings. I think I can remember one bad outing from him all year. Really, and even in that outing, he still hung in there for us and ate the inning, so we didn't destroy the bullpen trying to save that day. So he's just a sizzled veteran pitcher that he has it. He's got the it factor, and he's aging out too, so he'll be gone. But he's I don't know if there was a story run on Max early this summer. He's been in, I think, 3 or 4 different countries he's played. And
really? No, I didn't see it.
Yeah, he's been all over the place, all over the world playing baseball, and his last stop probably was with us here in Gateway this past season. So he had a really good career. He was over in Japan and everywhere else playing.
Man.
So,
I admire that. He kept trying to get into a Phil. Where's he from, Phil?
He's from California.
From California, okay.
I think the San Diego area.
All right. But so there's one guy you're going to really miss his innings and more. And what's the status of Mike Elwood?
Yeah, Elwood and Alec Casena. Those are going to be our two starting pitchers that we're going to build the rotation around. So they'll both be back. Elwood, there's a little change coming from the Frontier League as far as our classification rules with some birthdays, and so Elwood will be considered our veteran next year under that, and so it'll be his last year with us, but he'll be back for one more, and he's the same way. And the good thing about Woody is he got better as the season went on. He learned a lot. It was his first year starting in pro ball, so I look forward to seeing that sophomore campaign out of a veteran guy, in the rotation this time.
As far as position players, you brought up Blake Brown. Yeah, really a real good year at 270 plus, 18 and 59 again. So he'll be missed in that outfield and at the plate again too. But who do you expect to have back offensively?
Yeah, there's not much.
Not too much, huh?
Not too much. I mean, Trey Santos, our first baseman. I'm hoping we can solidify that early and build around him in the middle of the lineup.
Yeah,
and then,
he's a big dude.
Yeah, big guy. Another unique story that you find in indie ball.
Right.
He's from Guam. He played in the SEC, and then was drafted and all that good stuff. Took a year off last year, came out with us, and had a good year. So hopefully we can, keep him in there. And then Shane Martirosian was a kind of a mid to late season ad for us. Shane's another California guy. He's with the Reds for a few years. Left-handed stick. He's young. He's only 20. He'll be 23. But a real versatile player. Plays third, second, outfield. Just a good stick in that 2-hole, 3-hole leadoff. He can do all three of them. And so those will be the two main guys I build the offense per se and the position player side of things around.
And it's all done. Acquisitions anyway, trades, tryouts in the spring, maybe before. You tell me, in scouting and signing these guys off the street, you might say. A lot of ways you got to go at to put together these clubs, and for the most part, you get it right, and all the teams do. Boy, a lot of managing's the easy part, huh, Phil?
It is. It is. I don't have a farm director.
No.
So, truthfully, that is the biggest challenge is the player personnel side of things, and you're right. Once 7 o'clock hits. I don't want to say I put my feet up, but it's a lot. It's not quite as stressful as 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Right.
Stuff.
Exactly, and that reminds me. In fact, we've had you on this too, a sports flashback. A previous interview, we play a clip of on Wednesday nights, from past interviews and so forth. And we had Gary Gaetti on tonight's, and we had him on in studio last November here, and of course. Independent ball through the Atlantic League and such, but you guys met at least, I guess that was the first time, right, at the 2017 St. Louis Sports Hall of Fame?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that was the first time we met. I was there with Rich Soje. I was a guest of his and got to listen to all the keynote speakers, and he's a good guy to talk to, I'll tell you that.
An absolute blast.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you know how it ended for him at Sugarland, right? He kind of, he ended up going over their self-imposed salary cap, and that pretty much, all right, Gary.
Yeah, that'll do it at this level. That'll do it.
It will. But he had a great career there. Besides, the rest of his story and so forth. That's pretty cool. I'm glad we brought that. We talked about that a bit last November when we had him on. But Phil Warren is with us of the Gateway Grizzlies, and yes, it's pursuit of the playoffs and beyond, because you've done it before as a manager, as a player, and that's what you're rounding into shape for now. And it really does begin now, or shortly, doesn't it?
Yeah, honestly, it began for me August 1st.
August 1st is when you really started thinking and getting things squared away, a game plan.
Right, for sure. I've got, we can't technically sign anybody for next year until our playoffs are over.
Right.
So I've got 5 guys on my radar that I'll, make offers to and go down that road with them. And I've got a couple trips planned to go out of state recruiting, and there's some tryouts. Florida's a state I'm going to be in hopefully twice for 2 separate events, and possibly down to Arizona. That one's about 50-50 right now. But yeah, so the game plan has changed over the last 4 or 5 years as far as, most of what we do, Rip, is so much networking but not much face-to-face. I got to get some face-to-face time, and that's priority number 1 in terms of action items that we're changing around here. So I'll be hitting the road a little bit while it's cold up here. I'll be going to get some sun and do some recruiting.
Good move. Good. But yeah, that face-to-face, that is, I know you have to use all those other avenues, and a lot of it comes, but there's nothing like the person-to-person. That's the overall best in really in anything you do. So when will these trips, these after the turn of the year, or even this late fall, early winter?
Well, there's one in mid-October. One of the Florida events is mid-October. It's I don't want to quite call it a winter league. It's kind of it's a loose league, if you will. There is some simulation games and all that. It's more of I guess you could call it kind of a combine per se, with some competition and tryout in baseball terms. It's just kind of a expanded dynamic tryout, if you will. So it's a good setting. Florida's a hotbed for baseball, and a lot of players in the off season go down there just to train anyway, just because of the weather and the facilities and the resources down there. So that'll be a good start for us and for me, this fall.
Hey, did anybody scoot up to affiliated ball from the Grizzlies this summer?
Yeah, Matt Hearn, our center fielder.
Okay.
Matty won.
Pretty early in the year then? Was that one of them that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we lost our leadoff / center fielder right out of the gate, late May, early June there. Rockies picked him up, and he's been tearing it, absolutely tearing it up.
Really? Good.
Yeah, so he's doing well, and I think he got promoted once so far. I think he's up in A-ball now. I'm not sure. There's so many teams I get them mixed up,
joke,
but he was
yeah.
out. He's out in that. He went out to Idaho first, and then somewhere out in Idaho out west, and then he ended up in Asheville. So he's doing well.
All right. Well, I know you alluded to, and I wasn't quite sure, but we probably talked to him about him a little bit during our midsummer conversation too. And of course, as far as how many are in the big leagues right now, Trevor Richards, we always bring him up from right next door in Aviston. Of course, anybody else, Phil?
Trev's the only guy from Gateway.
Okay.
Right now, obviously that's fresh and exciting. Obviously, it hits home for you and me and everyone listening and our fan base. But when you watch the Cardinals, Jose Martinez, he was in Rockford, so I saw him in our league.
I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah, so he was over there. I think Joe Thatcher's still around out west somewhere in a bullpen for somebody. He was with Marty over at River City. I know I'm missing another good one here.
A pitcher, a relief pitcher.
Yeah, there's a pitcher and
who was with
another
the Cardinals?
Outfielder out there.
Yeah, but anyway, you've turned them out, you've cranked them out, and that's part of the situation. You want to win, but you also want to give these guys opportunities above if you can. And Trevor has probably his worst game last night. Actually, the Phillies, they racked him. There's no other way. So hopefully this last month could be a little. Innings are starting to pile up. So 3 and 8, 4, 7,
yeah,
3.
Yeah, he could use a good off season. Trev, he's had a crazy road, a great road, obviously. But I know he's probably looking forward to getting his rest, rebuilding, and coming back even better next year.
Hopefully
sure.
we'll have a good outing next time, and so that
Right.
might bring him forward
Absolutely.
yet a little more.
Well, we get some. He's lost like 3 chances at 3 wins from that closer out there that I've seen.
Yeah, a lot of no decisions when he pitched
Yeah,
very
exactly.
well. Hey, by the way, I did carve out a bobblehead through someone here.
Yeah,
around Clinton County, so I did slip one of those away.
Yeah, my sources let me know you were taken care of. So I had one put aside for you, but I found out you had one. So plan B, the guy in line after you got it.
Yeah. All right. No, appreciate the thought there, but no, thanks. I'm sure that night went real well their period. Well, Phil, who's going to win the Frontier League championship?
I would have to say my money's on Washington.
On the Wild Things.
Yeah, this time of year, I mean, there's some good pitching embedded in those 4 teams, but man, that offense is it's standalone. It's a standalone offense in our league this year. That you throw a mistake up there, it's not going to turn out good for you.
Damage, huh?
I just think they're too deep and too experienced in that lineup. At the end of the day, they'll win a 3-2 game, but then right when you're 4-4, all of a sudden you turn around and you're losing 9-4 because you made a couple of mistakes. That's kind of their MO this year.
Wash won the East, and River City pocketed the West divisions. So, all right, Phil.
Yeah.
Anything else to say on the Gateway Grizzlies? We look for a recovery year in 2019. I know you get the job done, and as always, we remind people to get out there and see some great independent baseball at Saul J.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be. I'm excited for next year, no doubt.
And the academy's going well. That's all year long.
Yes, sir. That's going all fine. Mr. Brayman, Mr. Ken Solving, myself, John Cars, to name a few. We're rolling, and our busy season there is about to ramp up here in about 3-4 weeks, and we're open for business and hoping the next next Trevor come through,
There you exactly. Well, say hello to Mike Brim and say hello to your wife Sarah too. Both you and her are great follows on Twitter. And I just took a quick glance the other day. I'm not sure if it was Sarah or someone else. They're taking a little BP after that Sunday night game, and goodbye. It looked like the home run trot was on.
Yeah, they thought. I mean, if deep second base counts as a home run, they're home run hitters. So.
Well, it was a degree of difficulty. I mean, they were holding a beer or two. I mean,
right, exactly. Yeah, I promised her. I said, look, you can take BP this year. I'll throw you BP this year. I never promised her to be with the team or anything else, so I had to honor my promise.
All right. Appreciate the time. And when the calendar turns, at least when we get to March or somewhere for sure, we'll have you on again as we get the sneak peek on 2019.
Yes, sir. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.
That's Phil Warner. Thanks to him and also to Chad Rockers. Let's see. We debuted the Athlete of the Week. We had the flashback as always. Yep, that sums it up. We'll see you Saturday with modern-day football coach Jim Stiebel, modern-day soccer coach James Arnold, trivia too, all that good stuff. Saturday morning between 9 and 10 on Talkin' Sports, Real Sports Talk on Max 96.7 Wcxo.
Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7 was powered by Hoffman Supermarket, the only choice for quality meats and friendly service. Talkin' Sports was brought to you by Munkin Dodge Chrysler Jeep Nissan and Centralia. Kaskaskia College. The future's yours at Kaskaskia College. Emin Insurance Agency in Carlisle. Farmers State Bank of Hoffman, Central City, and Hoyleton. McKendree University in Lebanon. Ideal Home Solutions in Trenton. Farmers State Bank Insurance Department in Hoffman. Sieber Brothers in Carlisle. 12 Oaks Vineyard in rural Carlisle. And by Becker Jewelers with locations in Breeze and Highland and always online at beckerjewelers.com. Thank you for joining us for this WCXO sports presentation of Talkin' Sports on Max 96.7. This broadcast was a presentation of WCXO Sports.